Amira Barger is the EVP and head of DEI communications for the health sector in the United States at Edelman. This is my favorite line of the whole night. She is known to say the quiet parts out loud on racial, health, and gender inequity. Was that my outside voice? I love that. Amira's fearless authenticity knows no bounds, and I'm super excited for you all to witness that tonight. Amira. Here's the story. When our team received your nomination and first brought it to me, they and I initially thought you were an internal DEI practitioner, which I hang out with DEI practitioners all day long, love them. But your role has an even greater reach than that. Am I correct?
It does.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I work across every industry at Edelman, namely health. Health is my first love. I don't lead our internal DEI work, but I get to work with governments, nonprofits, and Fortune 500 companies all across the world to think about both the internal employee experience in terms of inclusion and belonging, and then also the consumer experience. How are we providing services and products? And one of the reasons I got into the healthcare sector in particular with Edelman, we have a lot in common. We both wore the color of the year. We both spent a lot of time in Orange County, and we were both pastors' kids.
Oh, wow.
That one you didn't know. Yeah. And so as a child of ministers, we actually spent a lot of time in the middle of the Pacific, in the middle of nowhere, on the tiny island of Guam. And I'm the second eldest of 8 children. Healthcare was one of the toughest areas for us because of the lack of access, because of the astronomical cost. It grew this passion for healthcare for me, which is why I entered the world of healthcare at Edelman. And I've had a lot of great experiences to help people. And one of my favorites is actually right here locally. I led the team that opened the Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine for Kaiser Permanente right here in Pasadena. Thank you. So there were a lot of crazy experiences and learnings, but one of the reasons I love what Kaiser Permanente is doing is that it is so much of the work that my parents tried to do. They are specifically focused on matriculating physicians of color, Black and brown and indigenous and AAPI, physicians that look like the communities that they serve. And I love that as a Black woman who has only just 2 years ago found a physician that looks like me. I know how difficult it can be, and less than 5% of U.S. physicians are Black, and I don't know the numbers on Indigenous, Latinx, or AAPI, but better bet your bottom dollar they're abysmal as well. And so we need places like Kaiser Permanente to grow the next generation of physicians to make sure we all have access to healthcare. And that's what I get to do at Edelman.
Bravo. Love it. But you're also very vocal about spending your privilege. And I love that phrase. I hadn't heard it before. Tell us a little bit about that.
I got it from Rebecca Coakley, who is a disability rights advocate, who is herself disabled, and she talks often about spending your privilege. And it comes from this idea that our privilege is endless, that those of us who have privilege, and we all do, it looks different for all of us, but our privilege is endless, and spending it to help someone else does not diminish your life, your standing. And that our privilege is also, and our power is limitless when we pool those things together. I often tell people, I will likely never be your CEO. And I have probably reached the heights of what I will reach in Fortune 500 corporate America. That's not self-deprecation, that's not lack of confidence, that's not lack of belief, it's the exact opposite. I tell people you don't have to be me, and that I show up in the world the way that I do, and I choose to be who I am, but it comes at a cost. It is a cost that I am hyper aware of, it is a cost that I have calculated, and it is a cost that I am willing to accept. I have been walked to the door for my inability to shut the fuck up. Also with a check, because my best friend's a lawyer. But it does come with a cost. Allyship comes with a cost. Spending your privilege comes with a cost. Not being silent comes with a cost, because people are often unwilling to face the things that need to be said out loud. And James Baldwin told us that not everything that is faced can be changed, but it cannot be changed until it is faced. So I say the quiet parts out loud because we need to acknowledge the atrocities of how our country was built. We need to acknowledge the disparities and the gaps that still exist today in our country. And so what can people do? You don't have to be me. What we need is solidarity. And solidarity is not standing alongside fearless leaders because you don't think it should happen to them. It's standing alongside fearless leaders because you don't think it should happen to anyone at any time for any reason.